I can't open my mouth that much.
Hello everyone, I can't open my mouth that much. Welcome to the first day of Halloweek, and today we are doing a pretty girl turned into a hooked mermaid. I'm gonna call it Exposing the Mermaid. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I was inspired by multiple people. I was inspired by Jordan Hans, Nikki Tutorials, Glam and Gore. So I thought, put all those together and make my own creation. So I thought Exposing the Mermaid is appropriate because we have a pretty girl, and then on the other half where our skin is ripping up and she's getting hooked on the mouth. I hope you like this tutorial, and as always, like, subscribe, comment what I can do better and what you guys would like to see on my channel. So yeah guys, stay tuned. Hello everyone, so I am going to speed up the footage here because it would be way too long of a tutorial if I didn't. So I made a starfish and barnacles out of Model Magic. So I'm going to start out with putting a little bit of primer on just because we're going to be wearing so much makeup on our face. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm going to draw the line of where I want the skin, the border of the skin and the border of the mermaid to go along. I'm doing this with the powder so I can easily wipe it away and just make it as ununiform as possible so it can look a little bit more realistic when you start your mermaid and just the face in general. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start with a silver cream, and I'm going to put that all over as the skin color of the mermaid. Why I'm doing silver in particular is because mermaids are still a fish. They're just a mythical fish. And I know if you look at a fish, you notice that it's very shiny and very metallic. And a lot of fish are silver, so I thought, why not do something a little bit different? So just go ahead and put the silver all over the face. So next, I'm taking any fishnets tights, any fishnet tights that you can get. I got mine from Walmart. You don't have to spend like $40 on some fishnets because we're just literally covering an eyeshadow, but I'm using different colors of blue and purple eyeshadow, and I'm going to pat that on top. What this is going to do is it's going to create a scale effect. By placing the powder over those open fishnet holes, it's going to actually create a scale effect. But before you do this, make sure you powder your silver base with some silver eyeshadow so the cream doesn't get all over the tights and that the cream can stay in place. Next, what I'm doing is I'm taking a dark blue or just dark black eyeshadow, and I'm going along the edge of that line and blending it outward towards the face. The reason why I'm doing this is because you want to create dimension. You are creating the illusion that skin is being pulled back from the area. So by adding a dark shadow on the edge, it's going to create that contrast that's needed to make this effect look realistic. Next, I'm going in with a blue eyeshadow, and I'm going to contour my nose and a little bit of the cheekbone as well. Reason why I'm doing this is because I still want her to look like a mermaid, and I want her to have definition on the face. But make sure you contour not too much into that scale effect just because you don't want to block the scales out. Later I put the barnacles and the starfish on top of this, and it does block it out slightly, but it's still, you can still be able to tell that, you know, it's a mermaid. Get what I'm saying? So now I'm going to go in with a black eyeshadow and I'm going to define my brows. You can use any brow powder you want, but I want her to look very oomph as a mermaid. Kind of want her to look a little bit evil and kind of torn up as well. So that's why I create this brow shape versus my normal brow. If you make the brow look slanted up more, it's going to look more angry and more evil. Does that make sense? And now it's time to start building up the area we need to make that hook look like it's hooking through our skin. So I'm laying down a little bit of liquid latex as well as a little bit of torn up toilet paper. Layer latex back on top of that, then the toilet paper, then the latex, then the toilet paper, then the latex, and so on and so forth. Then you allow it to dry. Now, I'm actually going in with a lot more than I normally do because I'm actually using a real fish hook. I would recommend wire actually. I didn't think about that. And the reason why I recommend using a wire is because while a fish hook looks more like a fish hook, you can get away with it, but it is so much lighter than an actual fish hook, and you won't have to spend nearly as much time as I did layering up that latex and toilet paper. But if you do use a fish hook, please, 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 please be careful. You do not want to pierce a fish hook through your cheek and go to the emergency room. That is horrible. Do not do that. Be really careful. So anyways, what I'm doing now is I'm going to take some PROSAID, which is a medical adhesive, and I'm going to start attaching the barnacles and the starfish. And what you do is you put a little bit of PROSAID on the back of each barnacle and starfish, and you're going to let it get tacky and then press it onto your face and keep pressing. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna place it where you want, and then you're gonna take more liquid latex and more toilet paper. Now keep layering this until it's not able to move. You're pretty much creating a barrier for the fish hook to not move. Like I said, if this was a wire, you'd have to work with it a lot. But make sure before you place more toilet paper and liquid latex on top of the fish hook to be sure to pierce that fish hook through a layer of toilet paper. And that is why I said to be very careful. You just want to place it through one layer, not all of it, because that could risk you getting pierced, if not get pierced. Now next what I'm doing is I'm going to take a dark shadow and I'm going to place it along the edge of where those barnacles overlie each other, as well as where it is on the top of the skin. One, I'm making the barnacles look a little more real than what they were, and I'm making the barnacles look like they are really on top of the skin. I would recommend using a dirty red color just because since this look is so gory, you really want to tie it all together. And I'm doing this with the starfish as well, as also placing it on top of the starfish just to make it look a little bit more gory. We are serving you gory realness today. And to go along with that tortured, exposing the mermaid look, evil look, I'm going to stipple this onto my eye as a shadow. And of course, I gotta make her have some lips, so I'm using a cool tone lipstick to go along with it, but also look very bruised and ugh. So I'm using Jeffree Star's Abused Velour Liquid Lipstick, and now we're gonna start going in on that scar. So first I'm laying down some red cream, and then I'm going to start going in with some fake blood. I'm using a light blood, not a dark blood, because we want this wound to look fresh, because when you normally fish, you normally get fresh blood. So if you use dark blood, it's going to look more aged, but you want that red base to go down so the scar looks more natural. And then we're also going to put blood extruding onto the lips, and reason being is because we want the whole mouth to look bloody. So going in with that blood and just putting in some random places as well so she looks a little more beat up. And I'm extending that all the way back to the barnacle. We want her to look like she has been hooked. So we really want to put a lot of blood extending all the way across. Then the major part of this look, we're going to take some Ben Nye scab blood and we're going to put that all over where that light blood was. So it looks really gorified and scarry and like there's a ton of blood. See how much that really helps make it look super gory and bloody? Scab blood is one of my favorite products to do that. So just layer that. And then one of the final steps is you want to go do your makeup how you like on the other side, because it's a pretty girl transforming into a mermaid. So just do any look that you would like to do. Next, to improve the illusion that the skin is being pulled back, I'm taking my Sephora contour palette and I'm going to stick a mid-tone and I'm going to start drawing lines to look like the skin is being pulled up. So once you have that mid-tone down, you're going to start blending upwards to make it look like wrinkles. Then once you've blended upwards, you're going to stick a darker tone right on the edge so that it looks like a pool or a wrinkle per se. And then you're going to take white between those blended lines and you're going to put it on that so the skin looks like it's popped up and wrinkled and being pulled back. And that was it for this Exposing the Mermaid tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys try it. If you do, tag me in it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah guys, as always, stay beautiful and stay you. Bye guys.